All right, we are live, and oh gosh, I've been for about a minute. Okay, so let's, you know what? I should turn my nerd radio off. I'm gonna pause that briefly. All right, welcome in. It doesn't look like there's anybody here yet. That's all right. Welcome in. So today we have a new world update. We're doing Central Eastern Europe, or is it Eastern Central Europe? I don't know. It's basically the Balkans. You know, it's Czechia. Well, I guess Czechia really isn't a Balkan country because it's, you know, sandwiched between Austria and Poland. But it's okay. So we got Czechia, Hungary, you know, Croatia, Bosnia Herzegovina, Slovakia, or Slovakia? Yes, Slovakia and Croatia. I don't know if Slovenia is in there or not. Probably should have written these down. Anyway, what we're going to do is we're going to fly, well, first thing we're going to do, and you know what, I think I'm going to jump outside the airplane for it. So, this is a custom, or not a custom, but a handcrafted version of Sarajevo Airport, and it's honestly pretty basic, to the point where I'm wondering if I was supposed to like download the airport separately from the world update, because it honestly looks a little bit better than like an autogen airport, but not that much better. But, I mean, hey, what the hell? We didn't pay for it, right? Alright. So let's go ahead and pop back to the airplane. And as you can see, we are ready to rock and roll. I'm going to admit, I cheated. I hit the auto start button because I didn't want to go through all of the pre-flight rigmarole. So, you know, we'll see what happens with that. Anyway, let's go ahead and jump back into the airplane. And why all of a sudden is my parking brake off? That's weird and upsetting. That's alright, because we are ready to taxi. Alright, you know what I didn't think to look at while I was... Oh, I need to turn that back on, don't I? You know what I did not think to look at while I was running around? Oh, it doesn't look like there's any wind. Okay, so let's go ahead and just pick a runway. And I'm gonna scratch my ear. There we go. Alright. Okay, so you may notice I have some of those funny user 01 waypoints in the planner, and that's because I used the default flight planner so that I could capture all of the well, not all, but a lot of the new POIs. I don't have all of them on there. Like, I think that one actually takes me directly to Mostar. But we are going to fly around Sarajevo because it's a new photogrammetry city, and there are a bunch of waypoints, or not waypoints, but POIs in the northeast quadrant. Yeah, I don't know. We'll see if we can find. Actually, you know what I should do? Let me go ahead and. Normally, I know I would not do this, but what? All right. On. Yeah, there we go. Okay. And then fly and save, go back, and I am not in full screen for some inexplicable reason. I just noticed that. So we'll go ahead and keep those changes back. Wait, what? Oh. Back, save, resume. Okay, there we go. Much better, much better, much better. Okay, so yeah, I think I see the POIs or yonder. Oh, what tanks are we on? Where are the mains? Okay. So yeah, this is Sarajevo in Bosnia and Herzegovina. The city, I don't know much about it, but I do know that it was brutalized during the Bosnian Civil War back in the mid-90s. Which is really, you know, kind of sad because, like I said, just from my general knowledge about, you know, Sarajevo, it was a crossroads of cultures for, you know, a millennia. You know, between the Ottomans and, well, it was an Ottoman city, I think, until the end of the, I want to say until the Ottoman Empire collapsed, but I could be wrong. It may have been taken back earlier than, actually, now that I think about it, well, yeah, I think it was part of the Ottoman Empire and then the Austro-Hungarian Empire. And it's changed hands a lot of times. It's, you know, just the kind of city it is. All right, we do have flaps down. All right, we are on center line. We're not in a turbocharged aircraft, so we can firewall this bad boy. Boy, we're going to be off before we even get to the actual runway. Because there's 80 knots. All right, let's fly. Say positive rate, gear up, because we are probably going to keep flying. Pitch trim back a little bit. Hey, Scooter! I really hope I'm not interrupting your vacation, my friend. Or are you missing Flight Sim so much that you want to see some of the new world update? In a valley, which I guess shouldn't surprise me, because I remember reading about, you know, the opposing armies. Fair enough, fair enough. You know, the opposing armies in the Bosnian Civil War would, you know, they all had artillery on the ridge lines, and they would just, you know, take pot shots at each other. And of course, you know, the poor people that actually lived here got caught in the middle of it, so that's, you know. Go ahead and level off. This is a good hike for sightseeing, I think. I'm not going to turn the watching a ton of aircraft going over the Cape. Oh, heading across the pond. Yeah, no doubt, no doubt. So it is about that time of year, isn't it? Well, looks like Down Under 93 is flying a VL3, which is a Czech aircraft, checking out the new world update, which is cool. Alright, let's go ahead and set the prop to cruise, get some of the mix out. I don't really want to be flying super fast. Alright. So you may notice I have POIs turned on, if you're just turning in. Normally I don't fly with POIs, but that's, you know, something like this, place I've never been, I'm going to really struggle to, you know, pick them out, so I figure this will make things a little bit easier for us. So, I don't know what a Hamza Hum is. Looks like it's some kind of bridge, maybe? I don't know. Go ahead and a little bit of a turn before I crash the airplane. Yeah, it's how we discover the world. You're right. You know, obviously in my home city, I can point out every building without a special marker, but you know, I live here. It does look good. I am very happy with it. Climb it a little bit. Just get another notch of flaps down. They're not flaps, but nose down trim, pitch trim. And again, it looks like I am not the only one out here, so that's cool. I didn't turn my landing lights on. Yeah, I am really digging the Comanche. People say it flies like it's on rails. I don't know how true that is. I've never been in a Comanche. It does feel like it's very stable to fly and smooth air. Although it was my understanding that the aerodynamics model was running in the sim and not in the helper app, so I'm not sure what's going on there. Relatively bug-free. There's a few click spots in the walk-around section that I'm not super happy with. They're just really hard to get. But you know, it's not a game breaker, not a showstopper, so I'm not going to worry too much about it. Let's go ahead and definitely don't want to lose any altitude here. Do another. Because you know what? I don't actually have any charts, so I don't know, and I don't have. Actually, I do have terrain warning. Now that I think about it, you know what? I'm not going to try and turn it on right now, though. That sounds like a great way to die. I'm going to fly towards what I think is the TV tower, and then we'll join my sort of planned course down towards Mostel. I think it's Mostel. Mostar? I don't know. We'll find out when we get there. We'll find out when we get there. Oh, what's aha! There's the terrain. Okay, cool. And I'm actually gonna. Yeah, actually, 5 nautical miles seems like a good idea. Air to the right a little bit. Kick in some power. I think that's the Sarajevo TV tower. Good place for a TV tower. Hey, Scooter, how would you like to have a 2-meter repeater on that? Man, you could hit the whole valley from up there. All right, no, you know what? This doesn't show my. Let's go ahead and go back to, yeah. Wow, they really did a good job, though. The city looks fantastic. I bet it's just absolutely gorgeous to visit. Alright, so we're going to head south and west. I'm going to head out towards. And actually, it was my intention to fly the valleys because I don't know how much. I don't know how much terrain there is. But why don't you know what? Why don't we go ahead and get some climb on. Actually, no, you know what? I'm going to go to the left of these mountains. I'm going to try and circle out that way. One last good view of the city. And let's go ahead and take her up to 4,500 feet, and then we can dodge mountains from there. it's 4,500. Let's go ahead. Alright. Prop back. Now full pressure back to. I'm not trying to fly super fast here tonight. Roll the pitch trim nose up. Figure out where she wants to fly with these power settings. Alright, and then I'm going to set my heading bug to, over here. Hey, Touch the Cloud 7, how are you, my friend? Glad to have you here. Glad you could sit in. Alright, we're going to turn our autopilot on. And then we're going to let it boot up. So we are in Bosnia-Herzegovina. And we are going to set our autopilot to heading and oops, not that one. Engage the. Why is the altitude not engaging? Okay. Heading. Altitude. Okay, there it goes. Alright. Bed sick on the mend. Winter. Well, I'm glad you're on the mend, and winter is not super fun, but It'll roll into spring eventually. Okay. I may have trapped myself here. Yeah, I think we're gonna need some more altitude. So I didn't plan this very carefully. I just kind of wanted to check out the new world update. So let's go ahead and disconnect altitude hold. Give it some more power. Shoot for. You can't see what I'm pointing at. Shoot for this part of the ridge here. Autopilot, because it looks like we are clear up for at least 15 miles. Oh, they want me to trim down. No, they want me to trim up. Yep. Okay. Alright, let me get around this. We'll go ahead and bear left and kind of scoot through these valleys. Down. And then the thing we can also do is we can start to lean this bad boy. So let's go ahead and find the peak on our cylinder temp. Into some clouds. wrong way. I just did a big 180. Oh, boy, this is going to take longer than I thought. All right, well, that's okay. Let me go ahead and get this sucker leaned out. Still... Oh, okay, that's where we get... Alright, so then let's hit the lean find. Drop. Okay, GT is going down. Nose down. It's because we're flying really fast. Alright, I still don't really understand how to make the lean finder work. Tell you what I am going to do though is I'm going to pull the prop back to cruise and bring the power back to about 20 inches. So I am not trying to go that fast. Tell you what though, Sarajevo does not have suburbs. I mean, I'm not surprised given, you know, how mountainous it is. Let's go ahead and step outside the, you know what, I'm gonna turn down the headphones a little bit. Oh, I'm also going to, there we go, much better. That guy looks like he's seen some shit. Well, that was a nice little, it was a nice little diversion where I managed to get myself turned around. That's okay. Cruising now, and you know what? We can give it a little bit more. $2,000 RPM. And 50% power. Let's go ahead and let's step outside of the airplane. There we go. Oh, that's interesting. Lights don't seem to be on in this view. No, you're quite right, touch the clouds, it is very easy to get lost. If you don't know where you're going. But this is some really, really amazing country. This is just breathtaking. As my friend Two-Toe Murphy would say, just look at the state of it. So, reading through the release notes, they've got updated digital elevation models. They've rerun all the TINs, the triangular irregular networks. There's new photogrammetry cities, new airports, new points of interest. It's just a really lot of new stuff going on in this part of the world. New overhead imagery that they got. So just a lot going on. Oh, we're going slower than I thought. I really thought we were. That's all right. I'm gonna pop back into the cockpit, make sure nothing's beeping at me. Nope, okay. You know what, I am going to increase our speed just a touch. Let's take it up to 65% power. I'm like tapping the my throttle. All right. Okay, so as you can see, we're headed in the right direction. It looks like we got clear sailing all the way down. So, well, as far as terrain goes. Now we should be getting out of the mountains as we get towards the coast, and then I will drop my altitude, obviously, or well, maybe that wasn't obvious, but I'm planning to drop the altitude. So, apparently so, Tubes. There's a brand new Eastern Central or Central Eastern European update. It's a bunch of the Balkan countries and then Czechia and Slovakia. And we took off and flew around Sarajevo, and man, it looked really good. It looked like any Western European or American city in the sim as a standard photogrammetry city. So it was pretty good. How have you been, Tubes? I haven't seen you around in a while. Hope everything's well. Alright. Do want to check something. Oh my, it's 48 degrees in this cabin. Let's get a little bit of heat on, shall we? Because, yeah, it's pretty cold. There we go. Now it's getting warmer. A little bit warmer. A little bit of... Actually. Well, now it's getting a lot warmer. That's all right, because it's, 49 degrees in here. Oops. Sorry, people that are wearing, well... They're dressed for it, but me and my co-pilot aren't. Oh, what is this one now? Oh, what's downward nose down trim? All right, we'll give it some nose down trim. So, Tubes, if you haven't seen it yet, this is the new A2A Simulations Comanche that was announced at Flight Sim Expo, and it is absolutely fantastic. Running on autopilot right now. This little guy should get up and go for an older airplane. A lot of very meticulous internal simulation that they're doing of the cylinders and of the. Yeah, I know you don't do GA, and that's fine. You know, no one's perfect. But there's just a lot that you can look at. Like, you know, there's the engine analyzer that'll show you what the engine's doing. Oh, I can probably kill the fuel pumps. Right? You know, and it just shows you, you know, what the what the engine's doing. It'll show you what the electrical system is doing. You know, this doesn't do much when you're in the air, but all of this stuff is things that they are what's the word I'm looking for? That they're simulating. And if you burn the engine up, you can destroy this stuff. Same thing with the airframe. And there's a lot of different like mods you can add and take away, which is, you know, really cool. So I don't think it's gonna let me do. Oh, it is gonna let me do the walk around in flight. Okay, didn't expect that. So, but yeah, it's a neat airplane. Yeah, so they did a world up, and it looks like what they're going to start doing is there's going to be a kind of a TikTok on world updates and what they're now calling city updates, and so the next one should be a city update, but we don't know what it's going to be. Where they're going to take a handful of cities and update the photogrammetry, like they've done one for Texas, because of Sim Expo, because it was down in Texas, and they did one for France. So, yeah, okay, whatever. They did one from Germany, God, like a year ago, and it was really good. But I don't know what the next city update's going to be. And then I think they're doing TikToks on avionics updates and sim updates. So we just had avionics and, well, whatever AAU stands for, I forget. But airframe and avionics? No, that doesn't make sense. I don't know. Anyway, AAU 2 just recently came out. I didn't notice too many differences because it was geared more towards the Boeings, the 78 and 74. So, you know, not really my thing. All right. Good. We are on track. Actually, probably want to bear a little bit to the left, so let's go ahead and do that. Yeah, there were 2 updates in a couple of days. I think yesterday's update, somebody said, and I believe because it makes sense, it was to enable the Red Bull landing challenge on the Burj Khalifa, and then obviously today's was to enable the world update. So it sounds like they're still rolling some bug fixes into the world updates, which is, you know, that's fine. I don't care. I'm personally pretty circumspect about what sort of, you know, what I put in the. Oh, okay, 72. Let's go ahead and push these back in. See, we don't need the defroster at all. Let's push that back in a tad. That's not what I wanted. Still not what I wanted. There we go. All right, cool. All right, so now it's nice and comfortable in the airplane. Not that that really matters. And the only other airplane I know that models that, I think, is the C-414. Yep, still flying the Piper, Trenton. It's, you know, what can I say? I am just absolutely in love with this airplane. So... I have thought about turning up the turbulence sliders, just because it does kind of feel like it's on rails sometimes. Let's see what I do without Trek IR running. Yeah, see, it still feels nice and stable, and we should be getting some buffeting as we cross the ridge lines. Oh, I agree. The Piper is very good. You know, my only real gripes with it so far is just, you know, the click spots on the fuel sumps. So, let's see. The updates are pretty good now. Not like when the sim first came out, it was hold your breath. You're right, Touch the Clouds. You're absolutely right. But let's face it, the sim is much more mature. They've gotten a lot of the legacy code out of it. You know, and so, I mean, they're really just fixing the little niggling stuff. You know, the stuff that aren't really game breakers, but everybody continues to bitch about. You know, I think Yorga has, like, a touch of PTSD when it comes to trees. or maybe that was Martial, I don't remember. But, they, you know... and, you know, I'm excited for oop, looks like my transmit rate is... No, we're back up, okay. You know, I am excited for 2024. I was worried that the new version of the sim was going to be some kind of, you know, bifurcated mess. But it sounds like no. Just about everything that works in 2020 is going to work in 2024. I don't know. They probably answered this question, but I don't remember what the answer was. Is if the multiplayer worlds are going to continue to coexist. Now, if one of the things they're doing with 2024 is completely rewriting the netcode, which, let's be honest, still needs to be done, then they might not. And I don't do a lot of, you know, flying with other people, so that doesn't bother me as much. But I can see where it would bother some people, absolutely. So we'll see. I am going to get some water here. In my beat up Ohio... Oh, it's okay. But my really beat up Ohio State water bottle. I love this new background eraser I have because, like, it's really strange. It decides that things in my hand don't actually exist, right? Unless I get, like, in front of my face. You can see I have a walkie-talkie here. But now, even though it's still in front of my hand, right, it's so... you know, and it tried to do that to my iPad the other night, too. And I was like, well, damn it. Hey, Vex Freeze, how are you, my friend? Flying is fantastic. You know, this part of the world is absolutely gorgeous. So, you know, I hope they do the Poland, did they do a Poland World update? I can't remember. I feel like maybe they did, and I don't remember. I don't know. Okay. Well, you know, they've done Czechia and they've done Germany, so, you know, logically, Poland's got to be here, happening here shortly, right? I would hope. I mean, especially since we've had 2 USA updates. Oh, come on, you're not World B. In fact, I have an acquaintance that's gonna be over that direction here soon. Yeah, it'll come. So you think you'll be sticking with this sim for a while with all the time you've invested in on air? Do we know if On Air is going to be, you're not going to be able to continue your career in 2024? I don't know. And my transmit's crapping out again. You know, Vex, it really is. I mean, it's amazing what they've been able to do with open source, or at least, you know, not really expensive data. So, well, I'm assuming it's going to be the same terrain database. I would hope it's the same terrain database. Makes absolutely no sense to fork those. You know what I mean? So, all right, where are we? Okay. It feels like we are not really... As we're like a beam Sarajevo, and I've been flying for a good long while. I mean, we'll see, Vex, you know. Hopefully, you know what? I'm going to bump the sim rate a little bit. Actually, let me... Oh, shit, I can't get to mine. Maybe it'll let me do this. No, okay. I can't get to sim rate bandit, so I'm just gonna have to... Oh, wait, you know what? No, I don't want to minimize it or do anything weird. Alright, so let's just go ahead and, yeah. Okay. Oh, yeah, gotta be in the sim for that to work. Alright. Oh, that's... not good. Why did all the electronics reset? Well, altitude's still hot. No, it's ready, okay. And then... okay. The A2A plane is really good. It's a lot of work, to be sure. You know, you really don't want to go hot dogging around at rental power because you'll burn something out. Okay. Apparently I don't have a... Okay, so I have absolutely no idea where I'm going now. Well, that's frustrating. Alright, I do want to update the engine monitor. And actually, we are going to switch to the tips. Just the tip, just for a second, just to see how it feels. Alright, so we're still flying south and west. And I have apparently completely lost my... No, I didn't lose my flight plan. It's in there, it's just... I don't know. Yeah, there's the... Okay, now what the hell is it doing? I guess I'm... okay, so this plane apparently does not like to have the sim rate changed. So let's go ahead and... I don't even know where I'm at. Okay, so that didn't break anything. Well, that's good. Not sure what you mean, Vex. All right. Have a good night, Vex. Thanks for stopping by. All right. How do I get my... what you call it back? I do not know. I lost the magenta line! And I don't know how to get it back. Alright, so direct, enter. And let's go ahead and kick this over to track. Change that to... so that's 260 to 270. All right. Okay, so we're still not out of the mountains. But there's another neat town. I wonder what that KRV. Yeah, like I know what that. It's so that's Preljina, Prislonic. I don't know. Yeah, we're done. I don't even know how to pronounce any of that stuff. And apparently our magenta line's gone again. What on earth is the deal? It says I'm direct to user waypoint 2, but then it doesn't have the... oh man, I absolutely broke this thing. Okay, where the hell? No, I don't have it on roll rate. Okay, I'll go ahead. I have this on... alright. I have no idea what this GPS is doing. 425. We may just have to... oh god, I have to learn how to use the ADF now. Alright, well... alright, what was the... what on earth? Oh, does it have a VOR? Wait, what? That's in South Africa. Okay. I have no idea what I did to this VFR map. Okay, good. No, I don't want isolines yet. Okay. .116.9. Okay. Yeah, that would be cool. Touch the clouds, making all the ground elements react to the wind. All right, this was what the hell? .116.9. Okay. Okay, we are on the 7-1 radial, so let's go ahead and set this to 71. 71. Set the CDI to VLOC. Alright. Now this should turn us direct to the... what you call it? Wait. I don't want to be on this... well, I do want to be on the 70 radial, but I want to be on the opposite of the 70 radial, which is... 250? No, 290. 290? That doesn't sound right either. Oh my god, what's... oh no, 18 plus 7 is 250. We want to be on the 250, or head towards the 250 radial. Okay. So that's... oops, I didn't want to zoom in like that, but that's alright. Alright. Now, I still don't understand why we're flying east. Maybe I need to be going close to the... I want to put 115.7 into this one. Is there a VOR selection switch, I wonder? Tell it which VOR to use? Not that I see. I may have to get the manual out. Okay, the nav flag is on, I don't know why. Because these things aren't talking to each other? I mean, maybe. Right, so it works in GPS mode. I know this because I've used it. But I've not used it in VOR mode yet, and I don't know why these two aren't connected. I don't see any of the... shit, I didn't mean to pull the panel breaker. Let's try the HSI breaker. Okay. Yeah, you know, you're not wrong. I think there's anything in here that it will tell me what's going on. Let's see here. No, all the breakers are good. Nothing happens when I click that. Engine analyzer seems fine. Getting a little chilly in here. Let's go ahead and give it a little more heat. Okay, so... alright, I wonder why VLOC is... alright, let's... okay. I wonder why VLOC is white. That's interesting. I feel like there's a button I'm supposed to press to connect this to this, although it's connected in GPS mode. Yes. Huh. Is it because I'm not receiving enough of the signal? I don't understand. I'm afraid we're just gonna have to break out the manual because I don't know what I'm doing. Comanche Pilot's Manual. Okay. Alright, track low high will follow the CDI needle in the HSI. Normally track high is used. Track low is a low sensitivity mode for situations where, okay, so maybe that's... does not seem to have moved the needle. Literally. Alt low can be toggled on and off. Elevator control, GPS flight plans. Okay. Huh. Yeah, I am completely at a loss as to why this should be the case. Well, no, that didn't do it. Okay, so it's not in the audio panel. I didn't think it would be, but you know, had to try. Did I put the flaps up? Yeah, I did. Okay. Oh my God, this is confuzzling. All right. When in doubt, Raytheon reset. In other words, I turned it off and turned it back on. Doesn't it have to be in GPS mode to follow the magenta line? Right, I don't want it to follow the magenta line. I want to follow a radial. And it's not tracking a radial. And whenever I kick it over to nav, or whenever I kick the CDI over to VLOC, I get the nav flag, and then that doesn't do anything. Although now it seems to be doing something. I got it in nav mode. What is my D-track? 251. Okay, but it's turning towards the... okay. I am also now farther from the VOR that I'm trying to track. This is very confusing, and this stream might end up on a very disappointing note, I'm afraid. Because I am just absolutely without... I have no idea what the hell this thing is doing. Usually there's a nav2 or nav, you know, or a VOR1, VOR2 button, or there's at least a second. Yeah, okay. So this was probably nav2. Yeah, okay, we could turn that. Looks like we haven't gotten... We're not reading the 115.7 VOR yet. Let's... Okay, SPL... Okay, so we are reading it. But again, okay, so when I put VLOC mode on, the navigation flag comes out. PC load letter? What the fuck does that mean? Pardon my French. Okay, and this is just doing that weird turny thing again. Alright. Well, I tell you what I'm going to do is I am going to pause... Well, I'm not going to pause the flight. I'm going to go ahead and end the stream there. And I'm going to send anybody who's watching off to somewhere else while I try and figure out what on earth is going on, because I am absolutely confused. And this is going to make a great... It's definitely going to make a great video for some time when I know what the heck I'm doing. So let's go find a Flight Sim channel, see if anybody's doing the A2A. STW222 is doing that, so let's go ahead and... Looks like he's up in Wisconsin, so let's do that. Alright, so... Raid STW222. Alright, so we're gonna go ahead and I think we're gonna... I'm gonna come back and work on this, put VLOC back on. And actually, you know what? I think what I'm gonna do is set the mode to heading. And I'm gonna send you guys off to STW222. So I will be back in a couple of days. I don't know. I gotta figure this out. Anyway, for those of you that stuck around, thanks for watching, and I'll see you. Good night.